Portugal and Spain, two popular destinations among immigrants and expats. These two countries share a border and have a lot of similarities, but are they actually the same? In this video, let's compare the two countries and see what makes each country so special, and if you are in doubt, where to move, where to go for vacation. Hopefully by the end of this video you'll have an answer. So let's get started. Portugal and Spain share geographical proximity and historical ties that have influenced their cultures over centuries. While they each have their distinct identities, they also share a lot of similarities due to the shared history. Both Portugal and Spain are located in the Iberian Peninsula, which has contributed to cultural exchange and historical connections. Both Portuguese and Spanish are Roman languages, so for example, if you know one language, it would be so much easier to learn the second language. While languages are super different, you can definitely understand some bits and pieces of the other language. So for example, I speak a little bit of Portuguese. When we go to Spain, I can understand people a little bit. Un poquito. Both cuisines focus on fresh seafood, and dishes like bacalhau in Portugal or paella in Spain are iconic examples. Both Portuguese and Spanish people like to celebrate things, therefore there are a lot of festivals happening in both countries. And I feel like some architecture is the same in Portugal and in Spain. However, there are many differences between these two. For example, one of the determining factors for many people who choose to move abroad is the language. As for Portuguese, more than 260 million people worldwide speak Portuguese. And in Portugal, you can get away without speaking Portuguese because people are fluent in English. Anywhere I go, people would speak at least a little bit of English. Yes, if you go to a village, chances are the grandma will not speak any English, however, they will always try. But if you move into Portugal, I highly encourage you learn at least the basics, because if you want to deal with government institutions, if you want to change your driver's license, if you want to do your taxes, speaking the language might help. As for the Spanish is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world. More than 460 million people speak Spanish. But when it comes to Spain, the thing is, you cannot get away without speaking Spanish. Well, if you choose to live in bigger cities, in touristy cities, yes, that might be the case. But generally, every time we go to Spain, every time my friends go to Spain, they're like, nobody speaks English there. Both Portugal and Spain are known for an affordable cost of living. However, I feel like that has been changing over the past 2, 3, 4 years. The cost of living will depend on the city you choose, the area you choose, your lifestyle choices, on many things. Portugal is considered a very affordable place to be. However, if you choose to live in Lisbon, in Porto, the cost of living is crazy. If you haven't seen my video about prices in Lisbon, please check it out. The prices have been going up ever since we moved 2 years. So Lisbon is not an affordable place at all. However, if you choose to live in a smaller city, in a village maybe even, the cost of living may be really manageable. Spain is also known for being an affordable country. Generally, cities in the south, like Seville or Granada, they might be a little bit cheaper compared to the major cities like Barcelona or Madrid. Here are some prices for day-to-day expenses, so you can see the difference between prices in Portugal and in Spain. When it comes to security, Portugal is considered one of the safest places on earth to live in. The country has a comparatively low crime rate, and the crimes are normally like thefts, basically. So if you move into Lisbon, let's say, or you visit in, be careful. Attenzione pickpocket, because literally if you go to Pink Street, if you go downtown to the main areas, pickpockets will operate there. But generally for living in Portugal, in Lisbon, it's really safe. Spain is also considered to be a safe country, but again, if we take places like Barcelona, oh my god, my husband went last year, he was like, oh my freaking god, so many tourists, so many pickpockets, like what is going on? However, when we go to Seville, like nothing of that happens. Seville is a really, I feel like, quiet place. No crime as well, less tourists, less crime. So I would say both Portugal and Spain are pretty safe countries, especially compared to North America, for example. Yeah. If you're planning to shop in Portugal or in Spain, we should talk about VAT, value added taxes. So this is basically a sales tax on anything you buy. In Portugal, it's 23%, in Spain, it's 21%, so they kind of like the same. Spain has Amazon, so Prime. However, in Portugal, we order from Amazon Spain and we get things in like 2 days, 3 days max. So even though Portugal doesn't have Amazon Portugal, we still get some benefits from Amazon Spain. If you're planning to work in either of those countries, let's talk about wages. So the minimum wage here in Portugal is 760 euros per month. An average monthly salary is around 1,200 euros. In Spain, the minimum wage is 1,080 euros, but the average monthly salary is around 1,900 euros. So if you're planning to work, you might be also planning to pay taxes. Residents in Portugal for tax purposes are taxed at progressive rates from 14.5% up to 50%. However, Portugal offers a special regime for those who want to save on taxes. The regime is called NHR, which means non-habitual resident regime. And under this NHR regime, some people may benefit from significant tax advantages. For example, reduced or exempted tax on certain types of foreign income. Some types of income, for example, retirement, passive income, can be exempt from taxes. As far as I know, Spain doesn't offer any benefits for highly qualified individuals, for foreign individuals, for anybody basically. However, Spain has some incentives like golden visa that can be beneficial for certain individuals. Taxes are pretty much the same as in Portugal. They go up to 47%, and here are the tax brackets of both countries. Another point of interest for people choosing between Portugal and Spain is citizenship. In Portugal, generally speaking, if you are an expat who moved to Portugal and wants to get citizenship at some point, you can apply after 5 years of legal residency. After 5 years, you can apply for citizenship through naturalization, and it might take another 5 years for processing, who knows? In Spain, if you're gonna get citizenship, it's gonna be double. So Spain wants you to live for 10 years before applying for citizenship. And that might be a deal breaker for some people. Again, you need to meet certain requirements, you need to live in Spain for 10 years, and then you can apply for citizenship. Processing times, again, can be 6 months, can be 3 years. Southern Europe, I should say, both countries take their time to consider you for the citizenship. If you're planning to move to Portugal or Spain and you're planning to travel, let's talk about that. So Portugal has some international airports, including Lisbon, Porto, Faro. You can fly both locally, internationally. Portugal is also connected to Spain via some trains. You can also take some local trains. However, there are no EU trains going from Portugal. I mean, they might be, they will take lots of time, they will cost lots of money. So every time people are like, yeah, you live in Portugal, why don't you take a train to Paris, to like London? I'm like, we live in Lisbon, not in Amsterdam. We don't have speed trains here. I would love to take a 2-hour trip to Amsterdam or like to London, but we don't have that. As for the Spain has speed trains, so if you want to travel in the country, you can literally take a 1-2 hour train from, I don't know, Seville to Barcelona. Super fast, super affordable. But also Spain has some major airports. For example, Madrid is the hub for Central America, for Southern America. If you're planning to travel there, all the direct flights will depart from Madrid. My friend traveled to Argentina, she had to go to Madrid and then fly to Argentina. We went to Panama, we had to fly to Madrid and then go to Panama. So if, let's say, you're planning to go to that part of the world, if you are from there, for example, you want to visit your family, Madrid will be your hub. And if you're planning to travel by car, I feel like both Portugal and Spain have great roads. There are both free and paid highways, so yeah, pretty much the same. If traveling is not for you, you might be able to find some other forms of entertainment in Portugal and in Spain. I feel like both Portugal and Spain offer a rich array of things to do, including festivals, museums, galleries, like anything you want. There are numerous restaurants, bars, clubs, anything you want, you'll find it in both countries. However, one key difference is that due to Spain's geographical location, there are more sport things to do, like hiking, snowboarding. Yes, there is Serra da Estrela in Portugal, but it's much smaller than, let's say, the Pyrenees, Sierra Nevada, and other ski destinations. If you're not a sportsy person and you want to just lay on the beach, well, you're in luck, my friend. Both Portugal and Spain offer great beaches. However, in Portugal, there is the ocean, and it's freaking cold all year round, meaning plus 16 to like 18, 19 Celsius, which can be refreshing, I should say. But if you wanna try surfing, then Portugal is your place to be. People usually surf in Ericeira, but there are other places available for surfing. If you prefer a warmer water, you can always go to Algarve, the south of Portugal. The water might be a little bit warmer there, but don't expect it to be like, you know, Mediterranean Sea. But if you do prefer Mediterranean Sea, Spain. Choose Spain. You have Costa del Sol, you have Costa Brava. The water is amazing, super nice, super warm. You also have Canary Islands. I've never been, but I would love to because it looks amazing over there. So if you're not into cold ocean, Spain is the place to be. And another important thing is education, whether you have kids who are gonna go and study in schools, or maybe you are an international student deciding between Spain and Portugal. Public universities in Portugal and in Spain are pretty affordable, I should say, if you are a non-EU student. Tuitions vary from 500 euros to 5,000 euros per year, which is pretty affordable compared to other countries, for example. But if you want to study at a private university, tuition fees can start at like 5k and go up to 15k euros. If you compare that to other countries like, I don't know, Switzerland, UK, US, Canada, it's still on the affordable level. And the cost of living in those countries are definitely lower than, let's say, in North America. I feel like overall, both Portugal and Spain are amazing destinations for both traveling and for moving. They offer a variety of different things. So I hope this video helped you decide which country is the best for you. If so, let me know. Where would you move? Spain or Portugal? Let's talk! And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next week. Bye!